Today, we're going to break down the 5 most common misconceptions or lies in the martial arts.
All right, paying attention, eyes up here. Got a very special treat for all you guys today. A close friend of mine, actually my best friend, has decided to pay us a little visit. This man I went to high school with, I grew up with him, and we both trained under Mr. Powers. I want you all to give him the utmost respect. Listen to everything he has to say, because if you pay close attention, y'all might learn something.
What's up, guys? I'm Muay Thai Chris, former pro fighter, owner here at 8 Points Muay Thai, where we built numerous national and world champions. And today I'm breaking down all the mysteries of the martial arts. The martial arts captivated my life ever since I was a kid, from the Ninja Turtles to sidekicks to, watching the Karate Kid. I was just completely captivated by these masters of gymnastic moves and flips and ninjas. For somebody to be able to do that, it just captivated me. So I enrolled in my first class thinking I was going to learn secret ninja skills. And lo and behold, nobody was teaching me how to disappear. That was the first time that I realized that maybe martial arts was a little different than I thought. The first lie we're going to deal with today is the death touch. Is there a deadly death touch in the martial arts where you can hit somebody and 3 or 4 days later, they die? So I saw Bloodsport back in the 80s. I was a huge Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. I thought there was no one cooler than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I just want to eat.
And the part in Bloodsport when he did the secret ninja move, the death touch, the dim mak.
What the is a dim mak?
And blew the brick out of the bottom. I was like, man, that's it. That's the secret move. Is that really true? Is there a secret death touch that you can hit somebody and 3 or 4 days later, they die? This right here is probably the biggest lie that I've heard from people who aren't in the martial arts. So when you first get into martial arts, you think anything's possible. And then you start training and you realize that it's more about fundamentals and realistic scenarios than it is magic. From a martial artist and professional fighting standpoint, there's no secret move that you can hit somebody and it's a delayed death later. This right here comes from the movies. You really get this a lot in the movies. They do the dim mak, the pressure point, fighting, the death touch. And it really kind of makes the martial arts a little bit more scarier and puts more mystery into it than it really needs to be. Martial arts is about hard work. It's about fundamentals. It's about learning how your body works and learning how to calm your emotions and calm your spirit under pressure. So there's really not room for all this mysticism and all this kind of stuff. So it really, I think, gives a bad name to the martial arts. But probably the biggest lie that we deal with a lot is mystic powers, like somebody being able to train so hard that they can touch you with a secret technique and you'll die 3 days later. The next lie that I think I've heard my whole life is I had to register my hands as deadly weapons.
But my hands are registered as lethal weapons.
This one right here is this is my all-time favorite. This was big in the martial arts community in the 90s. There is no government body or law enforcement professional that requires you to register your hands or your knees, your elbows, or your feet as deadly weapons before you compete.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
There are rules, and each state has different rules about stand your ground and self-defense. So make sure before you defend yourself, you check your local law enforcement rules and regulations.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
But I can firmly say that you do not have to register your hands as deadly weapons.
I think Marge and I know different, don't we, Marge?
The next lie we're going to talk about is the martial arts teaches self-defense. Now hold on.
What's the whole up?
Chris, hold on. That's why I got into martial arts, to learn how to defend myself, to learn, the secret techniques that's going to make me defend my family. That's truly not what martial arts is all about. Martial arts can do that. It can help you in a self-defense situation. if used the right way. But it's not an end-all be-all. Martial arts teaches self-discipline.
What's the difference?
Teaches you how to conquer yourself. If you can conquer yourself, you can conquer any enemy. So that's the first rule of martial arts. You want to focus on yourself. Focus on dealing with your emotions, dealing with the fear, dealing with the anxiety. Then focusing on the fundamentals, the simple techniques, the ones that will work no matter how you're feeling on the inside. The simple techniques will work no matter what's going on in your life. So focus on those fundamentals, focus on those simple things. It's very self-disciplined and it's very introspective. It's not so much about self-defense and fighting. It is truly a lifestyle, and it's truly a whole philosophy that teaches you to calm yourself. The next lie that we're going to deal with is not so much a lie that people say. It is something that I've observed in the martial arts. For whatever reason, there is a huge thing in the martial arts about martial arts masters being extremely fat. Like, I'm talking super fat. Bellies hanging over their belts, can't even run up a flight of steps. But when the time comes and the cards are down and the ninjas are attacking, they're going to muster up these secret techniques and they're going to be able to defend themselves and defend their family. I doubt that highly.
And don't forget the distracting back fist. That's the key.
Taking martial arts and separating it from fitness and separating it from conditioning and being in shape, you're doing yourself a disservice. Your body is your first line of defense. You have to strengthen your body. Most martial arts talk about strengthening your body. Your body is like armor. So the more conditioning you put it through, the more strength training, the more putting yourself in bad situations, strengthening that resolve, strengthening your fears and emotions, strengthening your body in general, you'll be able to survive an attack when something happens. Self-defense is not about fighting. Self-defense is not about me trying to beat someone up like I'm in a Jackie Chan movie. Self-defense is about survival. It's about getting up, getting out, and getting away. It's not about posting videos on social media. It's not about showing everybody how big and bad you are. If you're not in a movie, you're defending your life. So make sure you strengthen that body, number one, and get yourself where, hey, you might have to run away. So you better do some running because it's going to make your martial arts a little bit more effective. And it's a little bit more believable when you're not extremely overweight. The final lie that we're going to deal with is black belt invincibility.
5% of all people who start Taekwondo actually make it to black belt.
The black belt is the highest belt in most martial arts. Most people who aren't in the martial arts look at the black belt as the arrival. It looks at the black belt like, I've done it. I've done something. This is the highest point I can get. When all actuality in most martial arts, the black belt is the beginning of knowledge. You've reached a point where you're a master of the fundamentals. Now you can really do the hard training. But even with that being said, most people believe black belts in general have this crazy ability to be able to take on multiple attackers. I can fight a bear. That's all right. I can karate chop his throat. I'm a black belt.
I'm going to warn you. I don't think you're going to like how this ends, hotshot.
That's what most people believe, that they have this mystic ability. And that's just not the case. Martial arts is like anything else. When you look at martial arts that are a little bit more effective when it comes to fighting, such as boxing, such as wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, those martial arts, many of them don't have belt systems, but those martial arts train your body to be in shape, and they train your armor, they train your body, but then they train the basic fundamental moves that you can repeat over and over and over. And so you'll have a higher percentage in those martial arts of defending yourself than you would in other martial arts where you're learning how to rip people's throats out and take out their eyeballs. In most cases, you can't practice that. So in those martial arts, those people give people this air of, hey, I'm a black belt, I'm invincible, I can, when the time comes, I can muster up this energy. And that's just not the case. It's a piece of cloth. The black belt is a piece of cloth that you wrap around your waist. You are the black belt. If you've earned a black belt in any martial art, that is in you. You're the one to represent that belt. The actual belt is just a piece of cloth. So you need to run. You need to train the fundamentals. You need to put yourself in those stressful situations so you can hone and sharpen your tools. So if the time ever does arise, then you will be able to live up to the black belt. And some people believe black belts have this superhuman ability where I can catch bullets in my teeth. Hey, I can catch an arrow in my hand and break it. I can, disappear without a trace, like I'm a ninja, and just appear on, behind you and attack you. So a lot of times people believe these mystical things about the martial arts. They're just not true. They're lies that come from legends and folklore, and we've retold the lie over and over and over the centuries till we believe it. A lot of people would do better if we just told the truth and told the truth what martial arts is really all about. And again, it's about that self-perfection, that self-knowledge, that controlling your spirit and trying to become a better person, 1% better every day. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos from Muay Thai Chris.
She's still alive? Somebody check her pulse, please.